Top of the morning to you from wherever you're watching Channel Sport this morning. I'm Taya Salam.
And I'm Cecilia Amogbe. We get started with the victory from the D Tigers over Senegal. It was a sweet one for the girls last night. That game was an end-to-end game, but then Nigeria maintained unbeaten record at the group stage at the AfroBasket Women's Championship in Mali.
Sweet victory, definitely. When you play against the toughest opposition and you win, then that victory is bound to be very, very sweet.
Okay, and while we're waiting for the real fight on Saturday, but then verbal punches are being thrown around between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather. So we'll just be waiting and see how it's going to go when the real fight starts.
I mean, they can talk all the talk now. Come Sunday morning, they will have to walk the talk in the ring. Also on the show, this time we're talking tennis, and it's not good news at all for Milos Raonic because he's pulled out of the U.S. Open citing a persistent wrist injury. The world number 11 is the latest injury victim for this year's last major, and Cecilia is not looking very good at all. All the big guns are crashing out. But let's talk about Milos Raonic. Yeah, they're crashing out.
They're crashing out to injury,
yeah, which is a shame, really, because that's not how you want to see players go out. But for Milos Raonic, he's been dealing with a problem for a while now, so this hasn't come as a surprise to me at all. If you remember, Milos actually pulled out of the Cincinnati Masters as well because of this problem, and you wondered how much time he had on his hand to actually make the U.S. Open, but unfortunately, not enough time to recover in time for the U.S. Open starting next Monday. Cecilia, big shame. These guys are dropping like flies, you know, before the competition even starts.
Yeah, I think, you know, when you have a very hectic season like this one, and some of them manage to play all through injuries. If you check most of the Grand Slam, Wimbledon, some of the stars, you know, even the way they were defeated and all that, the way they left the scene crashing out, so to speak, it tells you that they were just trying to manage this injury, but it came to a point whereby they just couldn't hang on anymore. They couldn't hang in there anymore. They felt, okay, the best is just why not just pull out and go take care of yourself. When you resume next season, then it will be better. I think that's what some of the stars are doing. Right now, if you take a look at that list, I mean, it's endless. Yeah, where do we start from?
Incredible stuff, Cecilia. I talked about Milos Raonic being the latest victim of the injury bug. So we're just going to run through the list. That's 4 of the top 11 players in the world now will miss the U.S. Open starting next week. We'll start with Stan Wawrinka. Cecilia, defending champion, unfortunately won't be there to defend his title because of a knee injury. Yes. Big shame. That's for Stan Wawrinka. I would have loved to see him, you know, defend his title, and I imagine he would have loved to be there as well too. But then
he won't be there.
Yeah, shame.
Okay, Novak Djokovic.
Novak Djokovic.
Elbow.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Novak Djokovic is out as well too. For the rest of the season, let's add that for Novak Djokovic because of an elbow injury. Kai Nishikori, the Japanese wonder boy, wonder kid, is out with a wrist injury as well to a toe tendon a few weeks ago, so he's out of the U.S. Open as well. And last but not the least, Milos Raonic that we just talked about, a persistent wrist injury, ruling out of the year's last major. So Cecilia, the question a lot of people are getting to ask now is, I mean, you alluded to it at the start of the show, is it because of the demanding schedule, or is it just because, or is it a combination of the schedule and the sheer physicality in the men's on the men's tour?
I think that physicality also comes to bear. Then also the schedule also comes to bear. I think that's why you have some stars. They take a look at the tournaments they want to play.
Exactly.
Some of them just look at them and feel, okay, I don't mind losing the points. I'm not playing. But sometimes you just want to maintain your ranking. You just want to keep going on and on and on. We saw what Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal did last season. They felt, okay, this is getting too much. They went out. I mean, Federer was like 6 months, close to that.
Yeah,
then,
about 6 months.
About 6 months or so. Then Rafael Nadal was close to about 3 months or so. And that's what Novak Djokovic has decided to do. He's pulling out for the rest of the season. Yeah. Same with same goes for Kai Nishikori. Same goes for Stan Wawrinka and all that. But we don't know about Milos Raonic. He would just want to come back and see how he will play some other tournament before the season ends. But I
Yeah,
think sometimes I think it's just better.
I think you should
just take
go.
Take off the risk and
come back stronger for the 2018 ATP Tour. Because if you missed the US Open already, there's not too many big tournaments left in the year for Milos and Raonic to actually take part in. So you might just want to, relax a bit and come back stronger next year. Let's also add that Andy Murray from world #1 was #2 now, and Marin Cilic as well too. They're doubtful because they haven't played since Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, they haven't pulled out officially, but I'm just wondering what kind of form are they going to come into the competition with? You haven't played since Wimbledon, and you want to play the US Open where, all these young guys, Alexander Zverev, Nick Kyrgios, they're all waiting, to take you out.
Dimitrov also.
Yeah, Dimitrov as well. So he's on a high
already.
Yeah, he's on a high after winning in Cincinnati last week. So I won't be surprised if there are late withdrawals from Marin Cilic and Andy Murray.
Okay, we're waiting for another breaking news or what?
Right, I mean,
it's Thursday, and US Open is starting on the 20th.
Yeah, on Monday.
Monday night,
yeah, I mean, I won't be surprised. That's what I'm saying.
By weekend, if you're going to hear one pulling out, I don't think Andy Murray wanted to do that.
Really?
Yeah.
So how's it? So what kind of? Okay, let's move on now. Let's talk about the guys that are fit.
Who's playing? Yes.
Yeah, it's all about the survival of the fittest now for the U.S. Open. Roger Federer, the ageless one, the graceful one, is in contention. He pulled out of the Cincinnati Masters just last week, and that was created a couple of fears out there. But it's nothing serious because Roger Federer is set to feature in the U.S. Open, and you'll be a very brave better to bet against Roger Federer for winning a third major of the year.
It's going to be ridiculous and spectacular at the same time because it's incredible stuff. But then he says he's really feeling good ahead of the U.S. Open, and the reason after that a loss to Zverev, so he had to pull out of Cincinnati and all that. So Federer should be ready to go come August 20. We'll listen to him now.
Yeah.
I am where I want to be. I just took it slow because I could. I had 2 weeks, so it wasn't a rush trying to get, having to play points or matches, within a few days after Cincinnati, so after Montreal, sorry. So it was for me really just taking my time, go after my schedule, not force it, and I'll be better off if I would go that